um, heteronormity and the dysfunction of trying to create tension between two women. Um, I guess what I want to say is, how do you, as a male, do you really value? Can you really value a woman that is an ex-convict, convicted felon, convicted misdemeanor? I don't give a fuck what it is. People got to have to have explanations. Can you really be in love if you are if you are a part of a dysfunctional mindset? So growing up, my the things that was forming my perception, as far as heteronormity is concerned, the things that pretty much that I've dealt with as a young lady is everybody pretty much was supposed to be born in the ghetto. Life was hard for us, and we needed to learn that there were people that were probably going through more things than us. Somebody told me they wanted to force my hand. And forcing somebody's hand means that you want to create tension between one person and the other by um, either being manipulative or displaying the fact that you have the intellectual capacity to do that. That's what I have to determine the difference. What I've learned is that you may have family, but they can't do nothing. Once you grow up, I mean, just period. They can't be there for you. I get more in my life from what I see. I think men are being way more respected. I mean, but it's all in the way you look at things. I still have a dad, and he treats his boys better because at the end of the day, you like, well, this is your role as a woman. This is what you got to develop. I'm a G. Okay, that's understandable. But you're not put into a situation where you're being rejected. You go through things, you just have to suck it up. That's what they said. So people that's trying to in my life, they like, I want to give you tough skin because people ain't gonna show you love like that. I think that people that will lingo and display ignorance, and they actually pride themselves on it. And I think if they choose to do otherwise, then it'll be different. I used to sit there and watch people pretend to be slow. It really doesn't make sense to me that they would do that. Because in essence, they like, well, I've got a good heart. I want to help people. And there are actually people that are not savvy as intellectual. Creole people is something that I'm not a person that speaks Creole or with a dialect or rolling on. And they have been very toxic for me. I've seen people, you know, go far and beyond to promote themselves and make money. Like I think this lady I knew in my neighborhood when I was a kid named Terry, them strippers and stuff, you can never tell them. They put on airbrush. You can be two different skin tones to somebody and they be like, dang, she got a sister or something. It be like that. I've been working in fast food. Shout out to Miss Wonders, man. That shit good as fuck. Like I said, I'm a woman, so, I don't know. I really want to cut my breasts off. I'm like, I'm tired of these bitches. They in a way. You know, I really reject, feminine things like that. But, you know, it's for, you know, producing milk and it's something that comes with the female anatomy. If you have a baby and you're just stuck in the middle of nowhere or to not have a grocery store or something like that, you have your breast to feed them. It's called breastfeeding. I'm not going to have a baby, so I don't need my breast. So with all that being said, a lot of people use psychological reverse all kind of psychological play all kind of psychological games if they want to, and that's what you got to realize that everybody won't respect you, everybody won't value you, and there will people that will set up scenarios in your life to where you can't win. And it really doesn't make any sense because there are some people that be like, I'm so much muscle to the point where you feel beneath me. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with people that really wanted me to have a desire to be with a family, but I'm like, it's dysfunction to me. And it's dysfunction. You can't be with one nigga and then be with the other nigga. You giving all these niggas love. How does that shit work? I don't know. Everybody just work different. Everybody don't got the same mindset. I be out here surviving crime. Do I got a mom and dad that care? No. When I talk to my mom, it's you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. I ain't, what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck. They done gave up on life. I can tell. When I was a kid, that's what they was doing. They was like, hurry up and tell her that her mom is not there for her. Let's create tension between them. So if they try to get jobs at some of these places we working at, it can be tension and they won't be able to do their job. I'm working at McDonald's and Walmart, and I'm looking at all these women with all this pessimistic vibe. How are you living? What are you doing to live? It really doesn't make sense that people wanted me to be receptive of, they wanted you. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand, because if it ain't one thing, it's another, like they say. My mama was sitting there surviving crime. They do not give a fuck about themselves. Those men were sitting there being like, we need submissive women. Y'all some bitches. Y'all some punk bitches. Do this for us or else. It doesn't make sense. And some of these men are getting off on it. That's the difference between, the type of men I can be around and the type of men I can't be around. And women too. Once you start really just looking in and shit, you be like, some shit is just uncalled for. Like, I didn't think that person, some people really, I thought that person was judgmental. You can't help what you're taught as a kid. My earliest moments, I remember just seeing a lot of people just have a bunch of sex and shit. I'm not sure if they really love each other. I'm like, it really is a dysfunctional paradigm that I come from, where everybody is just stuck in a certain way, in a certain attitude. It really don't make no sense. I really don't understand. Like, I've seen people eat grease and their face get fatter and shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there are people that say they're from the ghetto, and don't get me wrong, don't misjudge people that come from the ghetto, because it doesn't mean that you're an actual ignorant person. Some people, there are people of coming from the ghetto, just like I wrote a song called Beef It Up. It represents, people just having fun dancing and stuff. I always hesitated with dancing and stuff because I didn't think that shit was normal. You know what I'm saying? I grew up a certain way, and I'm like, we got all these people ganging up on us. We just got to live and die. Like, my little sister got shot. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense that all these people are ganging up on us. This is why babies and shit got shot at, because y'all sitting here threatening my life. I don't understand why people were sitting there doing all that shit to my mom. And I blame the fact that she fucked my dad, because personally, T.I. is supposed to be my dad. I don't know who the nigga is, but I think he actually gets off on the tension that's created between us. I think he's doing it on purpose. But he'll be like, no, ain't nobody rapping about being a thug and all that shit on purpose. But it just feels that way. I think it's a psychological word for that. There's a concept of misogyny. I think people are getting off on it. Yeah, we get to go around. I'm thinking naively. We get to go around and say we little drug dealers and we got born superior over a bunch of people. You gonna respect me, and I got an intellectual identity. Blah 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 blah. So what you gonna do about it? I really do be feeling like that. But I know in essence, I might be in denial. Let me know. Are you really getting notoriety of being somebody that does push-ups every day and discipline themselves even though you're stressing? I just feel like I really want somebody to make me take womanhood seriously because I don't. That's the setup of my life. I don't understand. How can you enjoy being a woman when it's being belittled? But if you don't have it formed that paradigm, then it probably doesn't matter. There's a lot of people in my life that have been locked up. They usually get their smarts from studying the dictionary and words, and then you got to fight. So I guess a lot of them make good police officers and things of that nature because a lot of people will respect you and value you for your intellectual capacity. How many words do you know? Can I have a long, drawn-out conversation with you without, any stagnation? So, it really doesn't make any sense that people are sitting here really fighting, doing all this extra stuff for no reason. I'm like, there are people that are probably dead for simply not defending themselves. I know that shit for a fact. It really don't make any sense to me. I mean, I ain't sitting here trying to, I didn't think that a man would like me. I seriously didn't. I seriously know that I'm a female, but I'm like, just based off, the circumstances, I really feel as though, there are people that are trying to, rain on my parade, and it's all good. Because I'm like, I didn't expect this nigga to want to stick his penis in me. I didn't expect that nigga to want to do that. And I'm like, are they really benefiting from it? I seriously didn't expect it. But it is what it is.